Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. I'm Shane. Thank you guys so much for joining. Well, I had this BQH session with Megan W, and I wanted to, she gave me the permission to share it with you guys. I thought it was a great example. We get into what I feel like is a view of our group here, our community. So I felt like it was a message that would be shared amongst everyone, and you guys would enjoy it. And some of the changes coming, earth changes and things like that. But also because a lot of times as a practitioner, it's sometimes difficult to get someone to get deep enough because, you know, maybe they're nervous or performance anxiety, any number of reasons, you know, especially if you've really been excited about waiting for your session and it comes and you're sort of amped up about it and stuff. So it's hard to kind of relax and get into the session real deeply. So this recording, this audio recording I'm about to play, has been heavily edited. I took out, you know, most of the gaps and redundancies, and I even had to pump up the volume, so you might hear the background noise get louder and softer, and that's because I tried to keep the volume of everything we were saying to where you can hear, because a lot of times, you know, people will speak silently. Even I was speaking quietly at times, and I had to pump up my own volume and stuff. So it has a lot of editing to it, but it's all to make it more easy to listen to as a whole in one sitting, and to save time too, because there was a lot of wasted space in there. But you can see how this starts after the induction. So typically the session begins at this point, but you can see it took another 15 minutes or so to get Megan deep enough, and then the magic began to happen. And I just wanted to encourage you guys out there that if you just trust the process, it's really not you that has to do it. If you can just trust that there's a process, there's higher help, benevolent beings that want this contact to happen and want this information to come through. And sometimes we just got to get out of the way. So as a facilitator, it's just your job to, you know, make the person relaxed and help move out the left brain. It's sort of like you're their left brain, you're their analytical brain, so they can stay in the right brain. And you can see I typically will use all sorts of things as segues or portals to move away from where you are and into something else, whether it be going under the water and coming back up, and or going into a cloud and coming back out, or imagining a blinding light and then it fades away. I've even had someone who was an artist paint a doorway and then imagine it come alive and then they walk through it. So really whatever comes to my mind at the time, it's really fun because, you know, there really are no rules. You just let your imagination run wild, and the benefits are awesome. So like I said, this has been a life-changing event for me to practice BQH and to experience this connection with the higher realms, and you'll see what I'm talking about in this video. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy.
I feel like I'm so awake.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. Imagine a beam of light coming down on you, like a blinding beam of light from heaven, from Source, God, or your galactic family. Just a really bright, golden, rainbowy light shining down. And it's so bright that you're engulfed in this pillar of light and you can't see beyond it. And it's infusing you with peace and love. It's connecting you with Source. It feels very peaceful indeed. And just let it flow through your entire body. Let the healing take place. Let it move out any blockages. Let it just penetrate through every cell of your body and purify every cell of your being. And it's okay if you're not getting anything right now. Just relax in the peace and the bliss and the love of our combined teams. And imagine that light begins to fade away. And things begin to come into view for you. Imagine the light fading away and you can begin to see. And let me know if you see anything as it fades away.
I felt my stomach, like something was moving in my stomach.
Like your sacral chakra flipping or sensation. or solar plexus, I guess.
Yeah. It was like a spasm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happened to me. In fact, I got chills on the left side of my body, or tingles. So you may get some sensations like that. And I think it's part of it connecting. So we don't have to rush it. You can just enjoy those sensations, observe them.
Very warm.
Mm-hmm.
Just feels really peaceful.
Yeah. And just relax in that peace. And we don't want to force it. We'll just relax. Just enjoy this peace, this stillness. Really breathe in the love of the higher benevolent realms that are helping us right now.
It's like misty clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Near the water.
Mm-hmm.
At the edge of the water.
Do you hear anything?
No, it's just very peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
It's the place, like my meditation.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Is this a place you recognize from real life?
No, I've seen it in meditation before.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. This is a real place you go to, you know.
And in that meditation, someone showed up and put a citrine bracelet on my wrist.
Mm-hmm. Do you have that bracelet now as you look down?
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, when you look around, do you see anyone there?
No. Not yet.
I think my first encounter, I just sensed a presence, a loving, guide-like presence I never really saw, but I knew it was there. So it might just be a sensation.
It feels more at this place like it's a feminine presence.
Mm-hmm. Like the loving divine feminine?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her before in dream time, and she's protecting me.
Always protecting you.
She wanted me to have that bracelet in the physical.
Mm-hmm. Have
She
you
said
found it in the physical?
Yes.
Cool.
She said it connects with Gabriel.
Nice. Well, as you sit here in this place, and you look around, is there anything that catches your attention? What is the water like right in front of you? Is it a lake or a river?
It's more like a lake.
Mm-hmm. Can you see into the water?
No, it's very misty,
Mm-hmm.
cloudy, but it's very peaceful. It's got some pink tones to it.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever gone into the water in your mind?
No, I stand at the edge and just let it heal me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's hard to describe.
It's like the healing vapors come off of the water.
Yes, and it's like there's harmonic music, but it's more of just a vibrational feeling. You can't really hear it, but you can if it goes into your body through the mist.
Mm-hmm. Then the mist has healing properties to it.
Yes. It clears away.
Well, we can do anything in this world, so we can really create anything or use anything. One thing I like to do is to use water as a portal. As long as you're okay with going into the water and the water feels good and calming and healing. Can you imagine going out into the water? Like sort of like a bath or baptism or something?
I like the water.
Mm-hmm.
The water is very calming for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's do that. Let's go out into the water and just let it wash over you. cleanse and heal anything with your body, with your spirit, with your mind. What I like to do is have you imagine that you go all the way under the water and it covers your head and it feels so good and refreshing. And then you come back up out of the water and you wipe the water off your face and you look around and see if anything's changed.
There's a big rock that I like to sit on.
Okay. Let's go back and sit on
Covered
the
with
rock.
moss.
And can you imagine touching the moss? The texture of it?
So soft.
Do you feel connected to this environment?
Feels safe.
And you're still at the edge of the lake?
I got out of the water and went to the rock.
As you look around, is anything standing out to you? You see any animals or anything?
Not yet.
What about the sky? What does it look like? Just pink? Is there any clouds?
There's some clouds that just has the pink tones to it. It's just
What about, is there a sun?
it's daylight. I don't see a sun, but it's daylight.
Does this look like Earth to you?
Maybe it could be a place. I've never physically been.
But with the pink sky instead of blue, does it seem like it's just light in the day? Have you explored anywhere in this place before? Or are you just right there most of the time?
Just right here.
Can you imagine floating up from that rock and getting more of a bird's eye view of everything? You float up and imagine getting a better perspective of the entire surrounding and what it looks like, the beauty from the sky. So let's float upwards towards the clouds. Really just take in the whole view of this whole area. What does it look like from above?
A waterfall.
Is it a big waterfall or a small one?
It's a small waterfall.
Okay. Can you hear it?
It just sounds like a stream.
It's very calming, right?
Yes.
What about birds? Do you hear any birds?
I hear crickets.
Very nice. Let's float towards the waterfall. Is there a little river or stream that feeds into the waterfall?
It's a stream. The stream runs into the stream makes the waterfall, and it goes over the rock, and it goes down to where I was standing with the lake.
Nice. Can you see where the stream is coming from?
It just seems like I'm in the woods. Like there's big trees. Really big trees.
Very nice. And when you float up above the trees, how big is this forest?
Well, from above it doesn't look very big.
So it's not like a canopy of trees?
It seems like it when you're on the ground. But when you're above, it doesn't seem very big.
Do you see anything beyond the wood?
It's like a place that's been untouched.
Very naturey.
It doesn't have, humans haven't touched it.
Very nice. Do you want to continue to float over the trees, or do you want to go back to the ground? What feels more right to you?
We can float.
Okay. Let's continue to float upward towards the clouds you saw. Floating upward, and you look down and you see the trees getting smaller. You look up and the clouds are getting bigger. They look so soft and beautiful and pink. And you float up through the cloud, where you're in the cloud. So soft and peaceful.
I feel like I have wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Very
flying.
nice.
I'm floating. They're flying.
Yeah. Let's actually fly up through the clouds, and you come out on the top and you can see. Does anything change?
You can see the sun.
Nice. What color is it?
It's like not white, but a very light yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very light yellow.
And what color is the sky now that you've come out of the cloud? Is it still pink?
No, I can see all the clouds underneath now,
Mm-hmm.
and there's the sun. It's like a stretch of clouds, just all around. It's so peaceful.
Mm-hmm. Let's imagine you can float back down to the cloud and just lay on the soft cloud, and just take in this peace that you're feeling. Just really breathe in that wonderful energy from Source, that pure love light energy, and let it just move through you. It's releasing any tension. You feel so relaxed, so comfortable.
Making me cry.
Yeah, it is overwhelming. Just enjoy that. This is from your guides. Sometimes they just want to love on you, you know? So as you lay on the cloud, you feel so relaxed, looking up, and the sun feels so warm and soothing. It feels like the light's passing right through you. And it's putting light in every cell of your body, bringing it alive. And you feel so loved and so secure. And really focus on the fact that you're never alone. This is always there. You can always...
I feel like someone's putting their hand on my head.
Mm-hmm. What does it feel like?
My forehead. Like they're laying hands on my forehead.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they're doing something to your pineal gland, clearing it out, moving away any blockages so that you can have a better connection. And you feel the love?
So loving.
Mm-hmm.
They know I'm nervous.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're giving you love and peace. Help relax you. And we're just going to allow them to pull all of that nervousness out of you. And you just relax back into the cloud. There's no need to be nervous. We don't have to do anything. They do it all for us. We just have to let them. Feel that love and feel that presence. Do you feel like anyone's saying anything or giving you any messages?
My thumb is twitching on my left hand. Like, it's twitching really bad. And now I feel like motion sickness.
You feel nauseous?
Like when eat a little.
Okay. Well, they can help you with that. Just take a deeper breath and exhale out any feelings that you don't want there. It's okay. Things don't have to be any certain way. This is just for you. And set the intention in your mind that they'll come and give you whatever you need to make you feel better and to give you a better connection. And we'll just let that happen. They can do anything. Just set the intention to allow them. They can help you release anything holding you back. But in the meantime, you can just sit here, lay here on this cloud and enjoy the feeling. Do you still see the sun?
No. No. They all surrounded me when they were laying their hands on me, and I feel like they're all in a circle, and I'm in the middle.
Like a higher realm prayer circle. I love it.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
I feel like I see a dirt road, and there's lots of people, and it's not in this time. It feels like it's back in Jesus' time. There's just a crowd of people along, like a parade. There's a parade that they're waiting for.
How are they dressed?
They have robes.
Are they cheering or chanting?
Flowy, just not modern, very, very biblical looking robes.
Are they wearing sandals or barefoot or something else?
They have on sandals.
How big of a crowd would you say this is?
It just goes for blocks.
Mm-hmm. Does it look like
Like
they're following someone?
No, they're all waiting for him to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's going to be a procession.
Do you see anything in their hands?
Flowers.
Mm-hmm. What color are they?
They're just petals.
Mm-hmm.
They're loose petals of different flowers to throw when they come by.
Mm. So they're laying them on the dirt path?
Yes.
Nice. So it's almost like they're preparing the way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And they wait. They're not walking. They're just standing.
Yes. They're very excited.
Mm-hmm. Let's move forward to the arrival. Who are they waiting for?
They're waiting for Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Can you see Jesus arrive?
I don't really. No, I don't. I want to so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm spinning right now. I don't feel sick, but I definitely feel like I'm spinning, like I do whenever I travel and dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very real feeling, so I'm just going to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I allow it to just keep going, it'll show me more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just go with it, and we don't have to overanalyze it. See where they take you.
It almost feels like being in the middle of a twister.
Mm-hmm.
But slow moving, just slowly spinning.
Are you able to move your awareness to your chakras? Are they glowing and spinning? Can you see them? No?
I feel it more in my head.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a dizziness, sort of?
Like when you spin around in a circle really fast,
Mm-hmm.
but you just keep going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually feel like that sometimes in dreams when I'm being taken out.
Mm-hmm. Well, just relax and trust the process. That's the beauty of this. We don't have to know how to do anything. They love us, they care for us, and they will help us. And we'll wait here with these people, waiting for Jesus.
I just got the word trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear it, but just the word trumpet. Like it's being prepared.
Mm-hmm. Besides the crowd and yourself, is there any other presences you feel around you?
No.
Are you able to look down at your body, your feet, see what you're wearing? Are you dressed like everyone else?
I'm dressed like everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Are you a male or a female?
I feel like I'm female, but there's this flower necklace, not like a lei, it's smaller flowers.
Mm-hmm. What color are those flowers? Different or?
They're small white flowers with pink in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like light pink.
Right. Is everyone wearing these necklaces?
No, I'm wearing that.
Mm-hmm. Imagine looking down at your hands. What do they look like?
Hands.
They look like your current hands? Not much different?
I don't look white.
Mm-hmm. So you have darker skin?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Are you able to see your face?
No.
How old do your hands look?
Like right now.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone
my
else?
left side of my head is like feeling numb,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good thing. I need my left side to feel numb. But it's numb but with a cooling. It feels like it's a cold numb.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing what they need to do.
So
It's wonderful.
cool.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's like, what? It's like shooting into my head.
It's wild, isn't it?
Like,
Yeah, it's very wonderful and supernatural. Do you notice anyone in the crowd there? Does any faces look familiar to you?
I see a man there with a beard, not long, just a, it's short, kept beard with a mustache. He's got gray, it's silver hair, and he's got light eyes. And he seems really nice. Like he's like a guide.
Perfect. Is he looking at you?
He knows I'm there. He seems preoccupied. He knows I'm there, but there are others there too. And there's a mission. It's more like collecting just a meetup. There's those people are scattered in the crowd. He was like in his 70s.
So he looks like an old wise man.
Yes. But his robes are brown. And he has this staff with a crystal ball on top.
Sounds beautiful. How big is the crystal ball?
It's not very big. It doesn't draw a lot of attention, but it's there. To some, it could just look like a quartz rock.
Can you see anything in the crystal ball when you look in it?
To me, it looks clear. It's weird because it changes depending on who looks at it. Like the ones that are with this group can see it as like a clear crystal ball, and can see like smoke and lightning bolts in it. But other people that aren't of that group just see it as a quartz rock.
Oh. Can you move closer to him and see if he can show you anything in it?
I'll try. I think that's, oh my God.
What do you see?
I wonder if that's Moses.
Seems like it could be Moses. Is he the only one dressed in brown?
The dark brown. There's a belt. There's a rope belt.
Do you see anything in the sky, any direction, when you're looking in this group?
No.
Okay. So does everyone look to this guy in the brown robe?
No, not everyone. It seems like he's just specific for those that are in that group, and the ones in that group know where he's at, but they're scattered in the crowd. It's a blending in. They're blending in, so not to cause any attention.
What's the ratio to the people in the crowd? The ones that know and the ones that don't know? Is it even?
I feel like there's 12. I'm familiar with the 12 disciples, but just on a very light level. I don't know much else. Just going with what some visuals that I have and that knowing.
So there's 12 in this group that recognize the man in the brown robe as a sort of a leader, and others don't realize it?
Yes.
But they're scattered evenly throughout the crowd?
Yes.
Are they the only ones excited? Or
everybody seems to be excited, but it's like this group knows more. This group knows more. Everybody's cheering. It's like they're cheering and just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then the ones scattered, they move a little bit, like they're moving in a direction, like when people move, so that everybody in the crowd can pick up their energy.
So do you think the group is excited because of these 12 moving through the crowd and making them excited? They feel their energy?
Not sure.
Let's see if we can ask the Moses character Any questions, ask him his name. See if he answers his, just, you can ask telepathically or see if he'll respond.
You know, that thing, that crystal on the staff, he does stuff with the sky. It can, channel lightning. It's like a charge.
Is he showing you how he's doing it?
I don't know if it's how, but I don't know if he thinks it, and then the crystal feels the thought, and then it connects with the sky. That's what it looks like.
Let's ask him what else he can do with it. See if he'll show you.
Like the clouds open up.
What happens when he opens the clouds up?
Like, I feel like I'm just being shown an example. Like this music. I guess what you would hear on an angelic realm. Just sounds very peaceful.
Does it sound like instruments or voices or both?
Both.
Very nice. Does everyone seem to hear the music or no?
No, he's showing me how his staff works.
Oh, cool.
It's like focused energy, focused thought. Like, you think the thought, that's point A, and then there's a point B. The thought goes into the crystal, and then crystal connects with the sky.
So the thought is the cause.
And it makes a triangle. It makes a triangle.
Oh, wow. How big is this triangle?
Well, if you wanted it to be, you could walk through it. It creates portals.
Very nice. That sounds like a portal creator with the lightning and stuff in it. Very nice. So he could make you a portal then. Send you where you want to go, right?
I want him to. This triangle, you can walk through the door. That's so cool.
I can feel the love and excitement.
They're all going to come back with him.
Are you meaning the guy in the brown robe and the 12 followers?
Yes. They just have to blend in right now.
So they're blending in, so to help the crowd go through the portal?
Yes.
And what attracts people to these 12?
Because they're the truth.
So people are naturally drawn to them?
Yes.
It's a very cool archetype for, the Moses separating the water with his staff, but in a more futuristic way.
Yeah.
So the man in the brown robe is waiting for the right time?
He'll have a signal.
Will he tell you what the signal is?
I still feel like it's related to the lightning bolt, because I keep seeing flashes of lightning in that crystal.
So maybe the crystal will be the signal?
Yeah. But not only the ones with him can see that lightning bolt. It's cloaked. To other people, it just looks like the quartz crystal, but the ones that are part of that group can see the lightning bolt, and they'll know that's the signal.
I wonder if we can move forward in time to when the crystal gives them the signal. See if they'll allow us to move forward to that time. If they will, we'll be there now. Tell me what happens.
There's a bright white light, a flash. That's all I can see right now is this flash.
Did it come from the crystal or somewhere else?
Yes. It's a flash that goes out in all directions.
Do you feel anything with this bright light?
It's very cleansing.
And is it blinding?
Yes.
How is everybody responding to it? Can you say?
It's like it happens so fast. Like,
it's like a purifying?
Yeah.
For the people?
It's gone. Like,
What do the people act like now that the flash has happened? Can everyone see the lightning now?
it's not really like that anymore. It's just the signal was given,
Mm-hmm.
and then the flash happened,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like new.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain.
Have the people changed in any way?
He still looked the same, but it's just, it is done.
Mm-hmm.
It is done.
Were any portals created when he did it?
The flash was the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Like the staff opens. The staff is the key, picks up the signal, and then it opens in the flash. And then it's just, that's it. It's done, like the blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm. What is the man in the brown robe doing now? Do you still see him?
I just saw the flash and everything disappeared.
Okay. Do you see anything now? Is it just darkness? Light?
I saw an image of a other man, but he looked completely different from everybody else. I did just him. There was nobody else. He looked like he was from India.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did not, he was only wearing a wrap around his, like to cover himself.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a very simplistic looking person. What are they called? He had long white hair, and a long white beard.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw him.
Does he seem like a teacher or a leader of some sort?
He seems some type of a spiritual leader, teacher, maybe a guide.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that was Saka and Dehaja.
Can you ask?
I think that was him.
Is that the feeling you're getting, that it was him?
Yes.
Can you see what he's doing now?
He's sitting in meditation.
Mm-hmm. And it's just you and him?
Yes.
I wonder if you can join him in meditation. Are you able to sit by him?
Yes. It's like we're on a rock. We're on a rock. Like red rock.
Mm-hmm.
It's dusty. It's very dusty and like with dirt. And it's evening. And we see the stars.
Where's his focus at? Does he have his eyes closed in meditation, or is he looking around?
He is meditating with his eyes closed.
Mm-hmm. And you're sitting by him on the rock?
Yes, but it feels like it is in a canyon, though.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a lot like Arizona.
It's very good. Can you close your eyes and meditate next to him? See if you're able to connect with him better. See if he has something to show you.
He has a white dot on his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
We're in training. He teaches me how to be quiet. He says that soon I'll get my dot.
So he wants you to know how much the silent time is important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what does that white dot represent?
It looks like a vortex.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was looking at. It's like a vortex. If you look at it, you can like an energy vortex, like swirls.
Mm-hmm.
It swirls, and
You think it's connected to the brow chakra?
yes, and
Mm-hmm.
you can exercise opening it up to make it swirl. That's what makes it swirl. Yes, he's trying. It takes practice. You have to let it open up so it can swirl the energy like a vortex. so you can connect to higher realm.
And silence is key.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Is this something we have to do, or they do it for us if we remain silent and still?
It seems beneficial to do this, to practice it. Just practice and practice over and over. It's nothing fancy. It's an individual thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody's not the same, but for me, in this one, it's important for me to be out in nature and just to be really quiet and just to surrender.
Surrender and trust the process?
Yes.
So basically you're practicing staying out of the way so they can do the work they need to do.
Yes. Sometimes Megan doesn't do that very often. Yeah. She wants to, but sometimes things get busy.
Mm-hmm. We can get distracted.
Life can be very distracting. Earth life can be very distracting. Mm-hmm. You just have to separate yourself.
From all the chaos?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The chaos is just a distraction. Mm-hmm. It's just a distraction on purpose to manipulate your energy. Mm-hmm. But you can grow from it by choice.
Mm-hmm. By choosing not to focus on the chaos and to focus on the trust and the silence.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to quiet your mind to open up the vortex. Mm-hmm. But you just have to, you can still be in chaos, but practice like a fish bowl. Mm-hmm. The fish is in the bowl in the middle of the room. He can see everything going on, but he's not in his own little bowl. He's not part of it.
Mm-hmm. I like that analogy. Sounds like good advice for all of us.
It would help.
Mm-hmm.
Megan needs to do this more. She feels everything from everybody, and she needs to separate herself from the chaos.
Mm-hmm. Because if you're empathic, it can really pull you down if you get pulled in and drawn into too many dramas going on, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She has a hard time knowing what's hers and what's not hers. Mm-hmm. She has been practicing, but it's very hard for her.
Is there any tips to help us control our empathy that we have for others? Because we want to have empathy, but at the same time we want to be able to control it and not get drawn into too many things. Is there any tips?
They're funny.
Mm-hmm.
He says, it's the art of detachment. But it seems so basic, just like basic advice, but it's much more complex than that. It's so much more complex than that as a human.
Mm-hmm. It's hard for us to detach and not feel like we're turning a cold shoulder towards things, though, you know?
Yes. People that are empathic sometimes can see the intentions, even if the other person can't,
mm-hmm.
or does not know their... how do I explain? The empathic person can see and feel other people's intentions no matter what, even if the other person tries to be deceitful the intentions are always going to be seen and felt.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't pull one over. As the awareness, oh. So the white dot that swirls the vortex,
Mm-hmm.
As you practice that, it strengthens your awareness, your ability to, I guess the term is read between the lines,
Mm-hmm.
will get stronger.
So our intuitive connection.
Yes.
And discernment. Yeah.
Yes. But it can still throw people off when you're in the middle of something chaotic. They start to get a feeling that you know what they're doing, and it makes them more uncomfortable and lash out even more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to practice that art of detachment.
Mm-hmm. So discernment and detachment.
Yes.
Because those can actually be traps, can't they? To pull us down.
They can be
us.
very, very big traps. You just,
Mm-hmm.
it's practicing so you have the awareness. And the more you practice, the faster your awareness will pick up. It may not seem like it, but it'll pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't even if you get sucked in a little bit, you'll come out of it just as fast.
Mm-hmm.
Once you practice more. Megan has had situations. She's still practicing though.
Mm-hmm.
She's learning.
That's what this whole process is about, right?
Yes. Not everybody wants to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Most do, but some don't. They're very resistant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some do it in their dream time.
And that's okay, right? I mean, won't people eventually come around?
Yes. It's what they've chosen.
Mm-hmm. So really it's our job to be loving and compassionate, but not try to force anybody to do anything any certain way, right?
Yes, you cannot force people. They'll find their own way.
Mm-hmm.
You just plant the seed.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can do is plant the seed.
And let it
They
go.
They have to water it. It's their choice.
Mm-hmm. But it's good because we don't need to feel responsible if someone's not receptive to anything we tell them. We're just planting the seed and maybe it takes root.
You can only be responsible for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And your own path. There are some paths that you will go on with your group.
Mm-hmm.
They'll, even if they're from all over, you're still part of that group. And you'll know each other when you meet each other.
Mm-hmm.
This view where I'm sitting with him. It's like a canyon. It's very peaceful. Crickets. You can hear the crickets.
So was the vision we saw earlier an archetype of what we're looking at now, or was this something that happened in the past with the crystal ball and all of that?
I feel like it's a plan
Mm-hmm.
that will come into the physical.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there yet though. But it's happening in another level.
Right.
The lightning is very significant. I don't know everything about that, but it seems very significant.
What color was the lightning?
Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Bright electric blue.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. The man in the brown robe earlier, who was that?
That was Moses.
Mm-hmm.
I know that was him.
Mm-hmm.
He's very gentle.
Mm-hmm. He's been around for a while, not only in his time, but he was around in Jesus' time, and he's still around helping out, huh? 2,000 years later.
Yes, he helps. He helps with portals.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a gatekeeper. Like he has a set of portals that he's in charge of.
Mm-hmm.
And he transfers people to and from. Some of it is in dream time.
Mm-hmm.
But he takes them back and forth so they can have work done.
Mm-hmm. And the man you're next to now, the being you're next to now, does he have a name?
Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really speak much. It's more, he's practiced. Oh. That's another for the white dot.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying. Oh my goodness. He's doing that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to teach the telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to speak.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to speak words. He's just purposely not doing it because he wants me to open up my vortex on my head.
And practicing telepathy helps that, huh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Oh, it's all connected. The swirly white dot. It just there. You can see when he opens his, it just swirls, and you can almost see him like a. If you can imagine seeing energy, it swirls, but it goes out a few feet.
Mm-hmm.
You can focus it out a few feet in front of you. And that's what taps into the energy fields of everybody when you pick up on collective thought.
Mm-hmm. I want to give you the suggestion to remember this image that you're seeing right now with picture perfect clarity later in your waking state. So take it all in now and remember it very clearly later on. I think that will help. So let's do some telepathy practice with him then. Can he tell you how you can best handle your anger? Can you ask him telepathically?
Yes. First, you feel the wave of emotion. You have to breathe.
Mm-hmm. So take a moment and a deep breath.
You have to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Very deep. You're going to feel it like a punch in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
The emotions can be very big. Hang on, he's showing me a breathing technique. It's kind of like Lama's breathing.
Mm-hmm. Well, remember his instructions with perfect clarity for when you're awake later.
He says, breathe and be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But Megan knows what that means.
Sometimes being quiet's the hardest thing to do when you're angry and triggered.
It's very hard for Megan.
Mm-hmm.
Very hard. She is a very passionate person. She has good intentions, but she needs to practice this.
Mm-hmm. And it will get easier over time.
Yes. Practicing may not seem very fun, but it is worth it.
Yeah. Definitely worth it. Is the anger tied to her digestive problems, or is that another issue? Can you ask telepathically?
It's connected.
Mm-hmm.
She has had digestive discomfort since she was young.
So it's not just suppressing the anger, because that could lead to more digestive problems. It's learning to release it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The breathing techniques will help you release it. You have to visualize.
What do you visualize while you're breathing?
To focus all of the emotion into a ball
Mm-hmm.
of energy. It can be whatever. It can be a ball of light. It can be a ball of black clouds if it's a very strong, dark
Negative
emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You have to focus it into a ball of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have that focus on the ball, do the breathing and imagine that you're almost like you're bringing the ball up from your stomach and you're blowing it out like a bubble. Oh, and you can transmute it to bubbles.
Like little soap bubbles flying away? Rainbowy?
Yeah, like when you blow bubbles for kids. Kids love bubbles.
Yeah.
Because they just float away.
Yeah. Really little colored balls of nothing, right?
Yeah. And then they just pop.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And then it's not left in your stomach to cause problems.
Yes.
I wonder if you can ask telepathically about some of your dreams, like the necklace with a triangle symbol, what that stands for, what it represents.
It's the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
The Trinity is connected to the triangle, the portal, with the lightning.
Mm-hmm. And why was it made out of sand? The two heart halves, made out of grains of sand. Is there a message in that?
It's the sand of where she's from.
Mm-hmm. In a previous life? Or originally?
It's where she originates. It's part of her.
Is that here on Earth in Asia?
It's her soul origin
Mm-hmm.
is in the sand. It's just a way to connect with her.
Mm-hmm.
So the group that was in the sandy area, they're part of that.
Oh, okay. Just remembering the forgotten past.
Yes.
Ask telepathically about the voice that showed you Earth and said it was dying. There's an invisible cloaked Death Star. What was that all about? You were showed that it must happen for new Earth to be born? This cloaked Death Star that destroys planets?
Well, it depends on your perspective of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it destroys, but through destruction, destruction births new life.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like remodeling.
It's exactly. It's remodeling. It's
remodeling. Yep.
Renovating. It's renovating.
Mm-hmm.
Tearing down the old.
Mm-hmm.
And it pops out a new one, like that.
Wow. And what does it destroy? Just the old systems on the Earth? Or the planet itself, or what? What needs to be removed for the new to come in?
This is so massive. So massive.
The new Earth?
The whole plan.
The whole process is massive?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's exciting, isn't it?
Yes. Very.
Mm-hmm. Are they able to give you a glimpse of that?
It's a garden.
Mm-hmm. So it really is a new Eden-like place.
There's gold gates. There's escorts that take you there.
Mm-hmm. What do the escorts look like?
I don't see the escorts.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a craft. You see the destruction and the rubble, but you don't see any of the people that
Mm-hmm.
were caught in that. The ones that go are going to be taken there.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's scared.
Mm-hmm.
Not the people that are going there. They're not scared. They know that they're going to a better place.
Later that month, you had a dream that you were taken on a ship. Was that just a dream, or did it really happen, or why were you shown that?
It has something to do with food.
With food?
Yes. They're putting me with people that cook.
Mm-hmm. Was this for changing your diet or something else? Preparing food?
Megan likes to cook. But she's also changed her diet. We prompted her last year, and she heard the messages. She doesn't always listen, but she heard the messages. She's trying. It's new for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We told her through telepathic communication. She was preparing lunch one day, and we sent a message that said, how can you get energy from dead energy?
Mm-hmm.
And since then, she has slowly, what's the words?
Been adjusting to the new diet?
Yes. She has adjusted some of the meat and the food. She's trying to eliminate processed foods, but it's very ingrained.
Yeah.
But fresher foods are better. We also sent a message to her when she was awake. She heard it and she spoke it out loud. We said through her, living food is best,
Mm-hmm.
such as vegetables. It has a lot of energy that is living.
Mm-hmm.
Vegetables and fruit, it has living energy. It's better for the body.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you can give Megan the desire and craving for the foods that are best for her, while removing any desire for anything that's not good for her. That way she'll intuitively know what's best and crave that.
She's working on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting easier for her. Things that she used to like, she instantly doesn't like anymore. She knows it. She's asked that we take drastic measures, and she knows now. Her stomach will hurt if she eats certain things. It doesn't mean that she won't still want those things sometimes, but she will have to balance whether she wants to feel bad or good.
Mm-hmm. That can be helpful, though.
Yes.
Ask telepathically about the violet light beam in your crown chakra that you had a dream about. What was that all about?
It was information in the light.
Mm-hmm.
It was encoded.
Like a download.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What was the dream about the massive earthquake in the United States? Is that yet to happen?
That hasn't happened yet. She was shown that she walked through a portal and saw, but that has not happened yet.
Are we able to see where that's supposed to happen? And when?
She won't be here when that happens.
Okay.
That's one of the last things.
Mm-hmm. The last of the tearing out and the renovation process?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you give her any clarification on the event dream she had? You gotta love their humor.
Yes. They talk to me with songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because one of the songs that she knows, it's the verse is, "We will become ourselves reborn."
Mm-hmm.
They give me music to try to give me messages.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I understand, sometimes I don't. With her Lightbody, you're really just you. There's, I can't explain.
Like born again. In a very real
Yes.
sense, right?
Yes. You're still you at the core,
Mm-hmm.
even in this human body. But you're still you even when you're reborn. You're the same, but you're transformed.
Is it similar to the earth where we're renovated, so to speak?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
More abilities can come on.
Mm-hmm.
With that dream that she had, she glowed, and her light body was very visible even to others. There was golden light around her and through her, and her hands could transfer light to other people.
Mm-hmm.
To help that process.
Some of us, it's going to happen before others, and then we can actually help activate them as well, or help them be reborn.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There will be those that help calm people that are upset.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very critical for those people to be activated first.
Mm-hmm. Sort of the first responders.
Yes.
And their job is to help transfer the light and keep people calm?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just through touch.
Mm-hmm.
She's felt this sometimes through massage work.
Right.
She practices massage, and we have come through her hands before.
Mm-hmm.
She says her hands talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really us.
She just becomes a conduit for you guys to work through her?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it like that for all of the light workers?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own talents. This one's hers.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she can do visual creations to help people understand.
Mm-hmm.
Visual concepts give people something three-dimensional to look at to help them understand.
Mm-hmm.
So she can use both.
Mm-hmm. Is there a certain way she should balance out her gifts that she has? Should she spend more time on massage, or is there any help in that area for her?
She struggles with taking the earth way and getting relicensed, but it won't be necessary when the event happens. All the rules are going to go away. Everybody with natural talent will be able to do that without any interference.
So until that happens,
she should get more massages for herself.
Mm-hmm. Is there any particular person she should seek out for that?
Yes.
Does she know this person already?
Not personally. She does know of him, but she has spoken with him, but they've never met in person. They learned from the same instructor, but had no idea of each other.
Okay.
Until a couple of years ago.
Okay. We'll just have that you remember that name of that person.
His name is Robert.
Okay. Now, in one of the dreams, a voice said to you that Jesus was the biggest human experiment. What did that mean?
Yes, he was. He came in human form, embodying all the light to show the way. And most everyone knows this story.
Mm-hmm.
But it was to show that he tried to show that everyone can do those things. You just have to align yourself with Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And through him, you can do those things. It's not only Jesus that could do those things. He promised that everybody would be able to do those things.
Mm-hmm. And everything we've been discussing with the vortex, third eye, and all of that, are these leading up to being more Christ-like?
Yes. Megan has read Jesus in the Essenes.
Mm-hmm.
She loves Dolores Cannon. It makes sense to her.
Yeah.
But this vision was given before she read a Dolores Cannon book.
Mm.
So
it's confirmation,
the books confirmed her vision through meditation. You do have to align yourself, practice with intention.
Mm-hmm.
Intention is everything.
And then we can be like Jesus.
Yes.
Takes practice, though.
Lots of practice. It's too dense here.
Mm-hmm.
It's so heavy. It's so heavy. Some people really haven't changed.
Mm-hmm.
They still are just like those that mocked Jesus. But you have to stay strong in your belief. You cannot give in to the density. That is the duality.
Mm-hmm.
You have to master that.
And we have to understand that those people that mock just can't see the bigger picture right now.
They're blocked right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not their fault.
Right.
They'll see one day.
Mm-hmm. So we just continue to love them and have compassion, and they'll eventually come around.
Yes, you can love from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes those people can be very toxic to your mental clarity.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's practicing the art of detachment, but still with compassion and sending love.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give it over. You cannot take that on for yourself.
Mm-hmm. But that's actually liberating to know we can trust that that'll be handled and we don't have to do it, right?
No, we don't. You cannot do that. That's their own path.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's on their own path and at different points of their path.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a race. It's just development.
Right.
And helping others.
Mm-hmm.
that are willing. If you're willing, you'll be shown and you'll be given information
Mm-hmm.
in no way that you can understand it.
You just have to be open to receiving.
Yes.
And like you said in the beginning, be silent so we can hear, right?
Yes. You have to be quiet. Not just with your mouth, but you just quiet your mind.
That's why meditation's so important.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a portal in itself.
Mm. Going within.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So our greatest connection lies within us.
It's all inside. You just have to know how to navigate.
Mm-hmm. We can ask for help.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Her guide on the rock is teaching her.
And the guide on the rock's name, once again?
Osaka.
And he's the one that was given the yellow triangle book with the information?
Yes.
What was in that information?
It's sacred text.
Mm-hmm. Is it specific to Megan or for everyone?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to look.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't recognize the symbols. They're symbols.
Mm. Can you look at the symbols and see them with complete clarity and take a mental picture of them that you can remember in your waking time? Picture perfect. Very clear image in your mind. And remember it. You will be able to recall it later with perfect clarity. Even good enough to represent it. Recreate it if you want. In June of 2018, there was another incident that seemed like a possible abduction. What was that all about?
She needed an adjustment.
With her physical vessel?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And was it a healing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. While we're on the subject of healing, is there anything that she needs healed right now that we can scan her body and give her any kind of healing she needs? Clear and align and harmonize?
Her throat is
Mm-hmm.
in her.
Her throat needs cleared?
Yes.
The throat chakra?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you clear that for her?
Able to work.
You just want to clear those blockages. Infuse it with love light. Connect it with source. Align and harmonize with all of the other chakras so that the energy can flow freely from the root chakra up and from the crown chakra down. Strengthen that connection with source. And let me know when that's done.
She has been silenced before.
Mm-hmm.
She's been mocked. She's been mocked for speaking her truth. But she knows deep down that it's right. She has a knowing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's wary about speaking.
But moving forward, she'll have greater discernment on when to speak and when not to.
Yes.
Thank you for that. She had a dream about a black moon. Is it the Great Rift or portal? Or is the Great Rift a portal?
I can't tell if it's a black moon
Mm-hmm. What does it look like?
because there's a ring of fire around it. So I'm not sure if it's a moon or if the sun is blacked out.
Could it be an eclipse?
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a ring of fire around it. It's visible.
It's visible from Earth?
Yes.
And is everyone able to see it?
Yes. It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
But afterwards, she was shown in the dream that afterwards certain events would occur. It's the start.
Could it be the second of the two great American solar eclipses?
It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Are we allowed to know when this is going to happen?
It's warm outside.
Mm-hmm.
When it's warm,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I know.
Okay. When she spoke the words Hoshino, Konishi, Hoshino, was that light language? What does that mean?
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing? Mm-hmm. Where did that blessing originate from?
To her, it means peace unto you.
And was that a blessing from Yosaka?
No. It was the person that made the necklace.
Mm.
In that dream, with the necklace, she was an Asian warrior.
Mm-hmm.
The necklace was given to her for protection.
Mm-hmm.
And the blessing.
So the blessing and the Trinity of Light was placed in the necklace?
Yes.
That's beautiful. Now recently, her and her son Austin saw a craft in the sky. What was that about?
I'm not allowed to know.
Was it more of a sign for Austin?
Austin seeing it helps. It helped Megan.
Mm-hmm.
Because many will think that she's gone off the deep end, so him seeing it helps it be more realistic.
Right. Why did they both see it differently? Was it because of their angle or perspective?
Yes, she was much further back.
Mm-hmm.
He was right under us.
Mm-hmm. Is she allowed to know who was on the craft?
Not at this time.
So that it be revealed in the future at some point?
Yes. She will know, and she will be very happy.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you're allowed to tell Megan now while we're here?
Practice the vortex.
Mm-hmm. That's the most important?
Yes, but don't obsess about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just practice. Practice when you can. But don't stress yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
Just work on with intention.
Do you recommend Megan and I have a session sometime in the future?
Yes.
Okay. Any time frame on when we should revisit?
She needs to integrate some of this information.
Mm-hmm. So maybe 3 or 6 months down the road?
Yes.
Okay. Will we be able to have visitations or contact at ESETI from some of our light family out there?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Shane has contact.
Mm-hmm. And Megan will be there too?
Megan's she's looking into traveling with Travis.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Shane will have contact in the meditation circle.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Well, we really want to thank all of you on the higher realms for participating in this journey. We want to send you all so much love and gratitude and appreciation for your continued support of us, not only during this session, but in everyday life, whether we miss the marks or not. But we ask that you continue to help us and guide us. And we're so thankful and loving for that. And we appreciate all the love and peace we feel from you today. If you'd like to support the work I do, go to paypal.me/UOTF. Thanks.